make some magic. Maybe not magic, but we're gonna do something. We're gonna duplicate this kick panel just completely backwards and swapped side to side, whatever, because we gotta do one over there. But like I said, I'm leaving in a few hours and I can't just sit around and wait. So I'm gonna keep myself busy here. And then before you know it, by the end of this video, we're gonna have another kick panel done. I said I'm out here just killing time till I gotta get to the airport, but I'm out here because flying makes me nervous.
Oh, I'm freaking out!
I've gotten a lot of comments from people saying that they want to learn how to pinstripe. Guys, I don't consider myself to be really good at this. What I'm telling you guys is that if you really do want to learn how to do it, just do it. And you know what? I'll be around if you need to ask questions or whatever. You can message me on Facebook, LT's Custom Garage, send an email through the website. I'll help you guys out if I can. Just a nice, simple design there to start with. That'll do well. We're gonna let this first color dry. Actually, what time is it? Yeah, we got time. I can never leave well enough alone. Whether it's cars or this, I went ahead and took this teal here and just outlined that first design we did. So when I get back, for you guys, that'll just be, I don't know, what, like 10 seconds from now? We'll get going on that other kick panel and we'll finish this. Don't go nowhere. We haven't even started to have fun yet. We're back, hanging out with you guys that morning before I left. Boy, am I glad we did that, because on the way home, 6-hour delay with my flight. I was in the airport for 7 hours. 7 hours. That's a lot of hours in an airport bar, I'll tell you what. So I was definitely glad that I had a little bit of footage to play around with and edit. So last time when we were working on that kick panel over there, I said that I like to do them both at the same time, but we couldn't because where the truck was. But what I did do was cut out all the pieces for it. Now, in a perfect world, all these pieces would fit because they're just a mirror image of the other side, right? Unfortunately, it's not a perfect world in this garage. Now, when I first put these tubs in here, it was all measured out and it was perfect. But I modified them at one point because they were too big. They didn't need to be that big. So now I'm pretty sure they're not exactly the same. I'm thinking though that these will most likely be close enough, and they might just need a little bit of trimming. Hopefully not adding. That's actually a pretty good fit. I think we may have got lucky, at least with this one. But you know what? This one is the most important, I think. Wait, maybe not. Maybe this one is. Because this one eventually will end up being like this. Looks like we got a gap back there. But I'm not sure yet until we get those other pieces in here. And you know what? Even if we did have a gap there, that's probably all right, because there's going to be carpet, and if there's a little gap even after the carpet, if we put a little padding, a little more padding behind the carpet, that'll bring it out to the kick panel. I'm not disappointed yet. Cool. Oh, should have left this one in there. At some point today, I'm gonna have to run and get some welding gas so we can finish up these little cover panels over our fenders in the door jamb. We still gotta finish this one and make the other one. But we'll just keep going with this kick panel first, because the last thing you wanna do after making something like that is wait a really long time before making the other side. Trust me on that one. All right, we are all set up to make something happen here. Something happen. Make some magic. All right, maybe not magic, but we're gonna do something. And if you missed how we came up with these shapes, we started with some dollar store poster board, some painter's tape, and some good guessing. Now, I got these laid out in order of how they go together. So what we're gonna do is just copy what we did on the other side, get it as close as we possibly can. Those are all the fence post caps that blew off during the hurricane, and I haven't put them back together yet. I was concerned about keeping the dogs in the yard. We're gonna need some wood glue. I'd use super glue if I had it. Get ourselves some hot glue because it's quicker. Nail gun, fiberglass resin, some other stuff. Then we're gonna compare this other one to what we're doing here, and just hopefully do some good guessings. And I think in order to do some good guessings, we should probably be doing it in the truck, not on the table. Yeah. You gotta put it in right side up. That'll help. All right. Good fit. So I'm gonna set this next piece on here, which would be this baffle, right on top of here, and that is gonna be opposite from what we're doing over here. But what I'm gonna do is make a mark on that where our little standoff piece goes. Right there. So we'll glue that and nail it to this piece first, right here. And then we'll take it over there, put it in the truck, and glue that in place. Boop, boop, boop. Dang it. What was that we were saying about doing it equal and opposite? This ain't gonna work for this side. Dang it. Good thing I caught that. Dumb. Son of a. Not off to a good start here, guys. I'm not gonna make another one of these standoffs. I ain't gonna do it. Once this is all fiberglass, it's gonna be just fine anyway. Once I glued that together, it'll be fine. Got it. Put some hot glue just around the edges just to keep it in place while we're doing this, while that wood glue dries. So it wants to sit right there. This is the most important part because everything is going to get built off of this. So if we get this part wrong, the whole thing is going to be wrong. But it's looking pretty good. We're going to run with this. Stick it on there with some wood glue first. Then we'll do a little bead of hot glue on it just to keep it in place while we pull this out and continue on. Because we don't want to sit around waiting for glue to dry. Alright, that's holding good. Now we've got this piece. This one goes over that one. Something like this. Should sit pretty good once we trim that out. Definitely have a lot bigger gap here than I like, but I think it's okay. I'm not going to redo it. We're gonna put it together just like this. I can always try to add something there. Like we said earlier, just pad the carpet up there. I mean, it's up behind the dash anyway. You can't even see it, especially when this truck is laid out on the ground. No, I'm not saying that, hey, you can't see it, it's okay to half-ass it. That's not what I'm saying at all. But this one is gonna be fine. Go. So for this last piece we got to stick on there, we're gonna have to make sure that we get it as close to this one as possible, because it's the one you're gonna notice. Besides that, when we make our door panels, the idea is that it's gonna line up with this, and if we don't make these the same, we can't make the door panels the same. I hate hot rods, they ruined my life. Should have had a job, a house and a wife. Instead I got no future, just a DUI. I'll probably have to build to the day that I die. Just kidding, none of that's true, just a song. Now we know where that's gotta be. Oh, there's water on the floor. That, my friends, is why you do water first before coolant. You don't put coolant in there until you know none of this is coming back out. But this was temporary anyway. So the lower radiator hose, I didn't have one that was totally right, it was close. So I just kind of made myself a little coupler. Obviously that wasn't gonna work in the long run, especially once it was pressurized and warm and all that. For a while that thing would have blown apart. That was just to get it running for a day, make sure things were working right. Good thing is we don't have coolant on the floor, we got water. So got this all figured out, traced it under there. Yes, what we have here is a cobbled up, layered mess. It's not gonna stay that way. It's gotta be ugly before it looks good. I say it all the time. Went to get some welding gas so we'd be set up for this weekend. Oh, dang monster truck. We needed struts in the front. So we got the taller leveling ones. Well, then it looked like one of them squatted trucks. So we did blocks in the rear. I'm scared of heights. Not really, but sometimes, ever since this unfortunate ski lift accident, it stopped abruptly, started rolling back. People were jumping off, like some Final Destination stuff. Just like this rollback test. Just like that. The chairs were ripping through the metal lift house on the bottom and then falling in a pile on the other side. I waited till the last second, jumped off, landed on my snowboard, rode it out, and was helping people off. It was crazy. So I have a little height-related PTSD from that. Do one more test fit here before we start putting some fiberglass on here. Make sure it all fits good. Don't want to glass it up and have it not fit. Seems to be good. Looking just like the other side, and that's what we want. I like it. Looking like money. So, of course, I didn't get any fiberglass mat, fiberglass cloth, fiberglass anything. So, again, I mean, we did it on the other side. Might as well just use a shop rag. Works just fine. We'll cut it in half so we have 2 strips. What we want to do is fiberglass this whole open back side here. That'll make this thing into one piece and one little enclosure for the speaker. Just waiting for the hot glue to heat up. Yeah, I plugged it in this time. She's hot. So we're gonna get some hot glue around both these edges all the way around. Stretch this over the top of it. So we got that glue down there, and here's our shape. Now a little resin, a little hardener. We'll make this all one piece. Boop. We're gonna let that set up for a while. Maybe we'll work on this a little bit. So down in this area here, we had a wide open hole. So what I did was put some aluminum tape on it, mixed up some more glass, dumped it in there, cut up some shreds of this rag, shoved it down in there so we can get that all nice and strong and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That's set up good enough for now. We're gonna trim all this extra rag off of here. Just run around the corners with the die grinder. That should do it. So we got a couple holes, one there, just little pinholes, but I'm gonna mix up a bunch of that resin, dump it on the inside here and just swish it around. We're gonna let that sit for a while because we're gonna have to test fit it again, do some body work and whatnot. So we're done with the glass. We're gonna let that sit. Just like that, you're done. You guys ever feel like the universe is trying to tell you something? For quite some time now, it's been nothing but struggles. One after another. It just doesn't stop. I don't get it. So much that even the little things now just seem like big things because they're stacked up right on top of the big things. Like today, come out in the garage and the lights don't work. I mean, the big ones that we installed, they work, but the lights that were originally in this garage, they didn't work. They were working fine last night. I'm not an electrician, but I know enough. After messing around trying to figure out what was going on, I found that the light switch went bad. Not a huge deal, fixed it, just annoying. Just keep telling myself that you can't have the good without the bad because you won't appreciate the good. You know what I'm saying? Or like, according to the Bible, an inheritance gained too quickly is not blessed in the end. Something like that. That, and maybe something good is on the way. So I keep waiting and waiting. Keep on trucking. Anyway, we are gonna take these two kick panels here. This one that we just made, we need to make it match the other one as far as like right here goes. So you see this one, we started a taper right here. Whoop. So we got to try to match that one over here. All right, that's close. I gotta look at one thing though before we get too much further with these. So my original thought was to have that kick panel kind of go up into the design into the door panel, but I don't think it's gonna work, guys. I don't know. I think it's gonna look clunky no matter what I do. Besides that, there's gonna be weather stripping in here that's gonna break it up. Yeah. I think we might need to make these kick panels kind of a standalone thing. Something nice and clean and simple and smooth, rounded like the dash and stuff. We're gonna have to cut this corner off. Yep, decision made. We're gonna try this compass here again. That compass ain't really gonna do it. This guy will. So I'm thinking this corner, we gotta cut that off. So we have a nice radius around the speaker. Is that a bee? Use what you got handy. So I'm gonna kind of guess what might look good, and I'm thinking about 1.5 inches in from this opening. I think we'll draw a line all the way around it. We got some long strand fiberglass reinforced filler here. Have you figured out what we're doing? We're gonna fill that in so we can kind of mold these nicely into the kick panel. Gotta get to that resin down there in the bottom. There we go. Yummy. Whoa, dang it. That sucks, don't do that. That's better. Change of plans. Tape didn't work. We're just gonna wing it. That's some hard stuff there. Take a DA to it, just kind of smooth it out, and then hopefully we can get by with one coat of regular lightweight body filler, and then we can wrap these things, if we like them, that is. We'll wrap them in vinyl, make them red. Maybe we'll get to making some grills today too. Some filler over that. I think this is looking good. I think this is a way better idea than having it squared off and meeting up with the door panel. That just wasn't gonna work. I'm getting excited about these now. They're gonna look so much better like that. Well, that's setting up before we sand it. Those sweatshirts, by the time this video comes out, they'll be on the website, ltscustomgarage.com. I don't know how much they're gonna be yet though. I gotta look around to see what other people are selling them for, but I'm gonna keep it at the lower end. But also, if we wanna keep this channel going after this truck is done, we gotta get something coming in so we can put it away for another project. Merchandise on the website is going to be what keeps this channel going, so I appreciate all the support over there. Anyway, I think we can sand that now. Got it pretty close with the DA. We're going to finish it off by hand. Let's give these a test fit. yeah, wow. So much better. I'm so much happier with that. I think we can wrap those in vinyl. What do you say we make those red? Like that. Except not as dusty. All right, it's the big day. The big day for these kick panels. We're gonna get these guys finished. Done. Wrapped in upholstery vinyl and custom speaker grills pressed just for these holes. One of a kind. Two of a kind. I had to clean up our sawdust and body filler dust mess here. I got just as dirty cleaning up as I did making the mess. Did I do a thorough job? Did I clean the workbench? No, I did not. I just want to get these kick panels done. I'm excited. Almost time for a new Stabilo pencil. Not much left of that one, but they're good to the last drop. I'm all set up. Kick panel, vinyl, staple gun, upholstery shears, fresh razor blade, heat gun, my tool. This is one that I made a long time ago. Just took a flathead screwdriver and rounded it all off and made it nice and smooth so it doesn't tear the vinyl. We could push it down into crevices. Last time somebody brought up that you could use one of those screen installation tools. Got our glue in a cheap Harbor Freight gun. This is the only glue that I use when I'm doing interior upholstery stuff. It's Weldwood contact adhesive, Landau top and trim. You can get this on Amazon. You can actually find it at my Amazon store if you look in the description of this video and go through all sorts of hoops and whatnot to find it. Now, I mentioned before in a previous video where we were using this, where I seen that you could get it in an aerosol, and I thought that was pretty cool. But just the other week, I had the opportunity to try it when I was in Wisconsin, when I went to go visit my old work, and a friend of mine there had it. He had never used it before either, so we tried it. And even though that it's labeled as the same thing, it is not the same thing at all. Do not buy the aerosol version of this, because it is not the golden sticky goodness that this contact adhesive is. It's more like 3M Super 77. Yeah, don't even bother. And it's like 30 bucks a can or something like that. But this is the only glue that will work with vinyl. I promise you that. You can try the Super 77, you can try any of that, and it will get funny and gooey, and it's like electrical tape when it gets old and it's gross. It doesn't work. I don't often say there's only one way to do something, but in this case, there's only one way to do something. And you don't need a gun and an air compressor to do this. You could brush this on with a paintbrush. Gotta brush this clean. You'd be surprised how the little teeny things will show up at the end. As far as the body work on these, I just took them down to 80 grit. There's really no reason to go any more than that. 80 grit scratches will never show up. Plus it gives something extra for that glue to bite too. Still a little early to fire up that air compressor, I think. So we'll get this in this frame. Make sure I don't do that upside down again. There we go. It's a little off center. That's okay. Don't bother me none. What do you think? Throw that one with the others, and eventually I'm going to put them all on the website, and hopefully somebody wants them. Because like I said, we got to get something coming in here if we want to keep this channel going. New Oldsmobiles are out early this year. It's late enough. Let's do this. Lots of glue, especially in the inside corners. Now it's a contact adhesive, so we wait until it's tacky and then we stick it together. I actually like to go a step further and wait for that to pretty much dry. And then I'm gonna spray it again. Then wait for that to get tacky, and then we'll stick it on there. That ensures we got good coverage with that glue. We'll let that sit for just a couple minutes and start wrapping that dang thing. As long as you don't put a bunch of pressure on it, you can kind of peel it off and move it around if you have to. And in this hole where the speaker goes, I'm actually going to try to leave a little bit extra material so we can wrap it inside of it easier. I'm starting with that hole, kind of working my way out from around it. So around the back here, even though that's going to be on the carpet, you're not going to be able to see it. I'm going to grab that heat gun and try to stretch it over that anyway. See how nice that stretches? So we got an outside corner here, kind of an inside one there, another outside corner there. So now it's all about strategic relief cuts. Outside corner, I cut it like that, so you almost have like a diamond shape. That way I could pull it in, and it pulls around that corner nice, and then just trim it. Don't want that vinyl doubled up. This inside one, cut a little triangle out of there. This curve, we just do a bunch of relief cuts. Again, trimming it. I don't like doing that if I don't have to, but I had to do some relief cuts and that to get it to sit real good in this inner corner. Totally fine, a speaker is going to be sitting over that, so it doesn't matter, and a grill over that. But if I don't have to do it, I don't want to. That's looking real good. I am definitely happy with the changes we made on this. Let's put it in the truck. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's so much better. I love that. That looks great. Gotta look at it from over here. Love it. All right, now we got a pair of them. 2 per, give me 2 per. so I can get to stomping with my Chevy Love kicks. Happy. Let's make some grills. Well, that means we're gonna have to dig out that press. Looks like the Fonz is holding it hostage back there. We also need to grab this sheet of 1/2-inch MDF that's back here. Looks like Jake and Elwood are holding that hostage. Thank you, Mr. Fonzarelli. Hey. What was that, like the 4th time we did a thumbs up in this video? We're overdoing it. Overdoing the thumbs up. So our opening, 6 3/4 inches is what we're calling it. So half of that, 6.75 divided by 2 equals 3.375. Call that 3.37. Maybe we should go 8. No, 7. We gotta go a little bit smaller because we want it to fit in the hole, not be bigger than the hole. You know what? Now is the time for Mr. Circles to shine. Now the compass is gonna work. Okay, so we're gonna cut just a flat piece out. Then we're gonna cut this out, and we're gonna cut that hole out. And then we're gonna cut that out. So we'll end up with 3 pieces there. And this is an 8-inch speaker grill. So we're gonna end up with a sandwich here of 3 pieces of this MDF and this. And we'll take it into the press over there. And basically we want this, just smaller. So router on a circle jig would be the way to go here. But we're taking it back, way back. I'm actually not half bad with the jigsaw, so not worried about it. Besides that, any little wobbles in it, they're not going to transfer over that grill, I hope. So when I cut these pieces, I cut them both right on the line that I drew. But on this one, I favored the inside of it. And on this one, I favored the outside of it. So that left us with a nice little gap in there that grill will be able to sneak into. I think that should work, eh? Probably save this stuff, so I'll label it. We get it in the press like that, and this should work out well. Just like we did before, here in the middle. We only have 2 of these 8-inch grills, so that means we got 1 shot at each. Get this all set up here. X marks the spot. That all looks centered up and good. I think we're gonna take this other circle, this scrap piece, and we're gonna set it on there as well. More of an even pressure all the way around, I'm hoping. Here goes nothing. And even the handle. Okay. We're gonna need a piece of steel up there. That's just pressing right into that MDF. Duh. We'll throw this piece on there, see if that helps. Take 2. Well, let's see how we did, eh? I'm actually going to leave that piece in there for a second. We got to trim this off because we can't mount this from the back. We got to go in from the front because the speaker goes in from the front. We got to screw the speaker in, obviously, and then this will go on. And just give this some love taps with the body hammer here. Well, here we go. Let's see if this worked. So here's a trick. Now this is if you have speakers and just regular speakers you bought and you're trying to put them in your car. If you're having an issue with the grill fitting in the grill ring, here's a tip for you. Go down to the ground and roll it Sometimes this lip ends up one way or the other. If you roll it, you can get it back to where it's supposed to be. So this is going pretty good. I don't want it to be loose in there because the only thing that's going to be holding this grill on here is pressure. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. That's awesome. Those turned out awesome. I am happy with that. What do you guys think? Those sweatshirts are now available on the website, ltscustomgarage.com. We might as well make t-shirts available with that design too. And there's plenty of other stuff on there. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you next time. Maybe in this one.